Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to rollback a query in SQL. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to rollback a query in SQL. So recently I got a question from one of my subscriber, Abdullah Khutani, and he asked is there a way to rollback any executed SQL statement? So I thought to make a video on this one. So let's jump to the demo. I have this SQL Server 2019 instance and I got a table, person table, which contains 1000 records. And suppose if I need to update the email ID in this table for the employee ID 6. So for this record for Mr. Wang, I want to update the email ID to this one, like wang@gmail.com. So what I can do, I can write an update statement, update table, set email equal to this one. I can copy this one, paste, and I can execute this one. So what happened here, because I missed to put a where clause, so it updated the data for all the records. So if you see that the email ID got updated for all the records. So this is the most common scenario that most of the developers might have been through. Sometimes we update the wrong data. So to handle this thing, if you have a backup of this table or this database, then it's easy. But suppose if you don't have a backup of the table, then it's hard to recover this data. Luckily this time I have the backup for this table, person table, so I can just rename this table, but this is not the case every time. So I can just rename the table, and now my person table has the correct data. Okay, so there are transactions in SQL Server which can help you, so that in case if you have ran any unwanted query, then you can roll back that query. Okay, so normally when I do my office works and when I had to run some fixes on the data, because when I process data and if a QA person says that there are some issue with the data and you need to fix that, so before running the actual update on the data, because if I have very large data and accidentally if I update any wrong data, then there should be a way to recover that. SQL Server provides a way which is called as transactions. So transactions provides a way to you that if you are going to run some updates or delete or insert, then what you can do, you can start a transaction and then do all your updates or delete or anything whatever you want to do, and later you can check the data, and if you think that data is not good and if you want to roll back whatever you have done, then there is a way that you can roll back the transaction. And if you are good with your modification whatever you have done, then there is a way that you can commit that transaction. So if you commit the transaction, then the changes will be saved, and if you will roll back the transaction, then everything whatever you have done since the begin transaction query, everything will be rolled back. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So first of all, what you need to do, you can run begin tran. So begin tran will start a transaction. So let me just execute this one. So it will start a transaction, and now suppose if I was trying to update the email ID for this ID equal to 6, and if I accidentally did the update for all records, and now if you check, all 1000 records got updated, and now I figure out that there is some issue with this update. So what I can do, I have an option that I can run a rollback. So if I click on rollback, so this will roll back everything, and now my data will be restored to the original state. So you can see that this is the original data. Okay, if I started a transaction, okay, and if I ran my update query correctly where ID equal to 6, so I ran this update statement and then I can verify the data in the table. So now only for this particular record the email ID got updated correctly, because I saw that data looks good here, so I'm happy with my update statement. So what I can do, instead of the rollback, I can run a commit transaction. So if I run commit, so this will actually commit the transaction, and now my data will be saved in the SQL Server table. So this will be saved, and now I can't roll back it. So this is how we can manage the transactions. So there is one more thing, if you want to check, if you forget, if you started a transaction or if you did not start a transaction, so there is a way that you can write @ tran count. So this will let you know how many transactions has been started in this particular window. So if you click on this one, so right now there is 0 transactions, and if you for example run this begin tran, then the count of the transaction should be increased, so it will be 1. So now you know that there is a transactions, and you can start the multiple transactions as well. Okay, so for example if I run the begin tran again, so now 2 transactions has been started, and the value of the tran count will be to now. Okay, and if you want to commit the transactions, then you can check that this value again, and it will commit one transaction at a time. So it committed the one transaction, and now if I run the commit again, so then it will commit the another transactions as well. So you can use the nested transactions as well, but most of the time, like while using the transactions, I use just single transaction, like I start a begin tran and then I do my all my update, and then I decide whether to commit or roll back that particular transactions. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.